Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dr. John O'Keefe, your breakthrough specialist and the host of Celebrity Entrepreneur. We're really excited about this show for a couple of reasons. What we're going to do is talk to some of the world's most successful people and find out what they've done to be successful and how they're creating their business. We're doing this because simply we've heard a lot, all of us, about a bad economy and all those negative things, yet there's a percentage of business that are thriving and doing very well. So that's who we're going to talk to, and they're going to give us some tips and ideas and experiences that you can use in building your business. I'm really excited today because we have Ken Hubbard from PCN Network, and he's going to talk to us about what he's doing and what's happening in his business. Hi, Ken.
Hello, John. How are you today?
Good, good. And thanks for being with us.
That's my pleasure.
So, as president of PCN, I understand PCN is one of the largest groups of its kind?
Yes, PCN is Private Capital Network. We're a large network of angel investors, which means that each investor puts money into the companies that we present them on their own. They don't group together, which can sometimes be difficult. So we have angels here in the US, Canada, and overseas.
Wow. So what's the difference between an angel group or network and an angel network?
Well, when you have an angel group, they tend to invest as a collective. So if one of the investors doesn't want to come in, then none of them come in. So for example, one of our angels is actually part of a group, and they were going to invest $250,000 into a company. Well, they were each going to invest $25,000, but the last gentleman decided he didn't want to get in, and so that company did not receive a dime. Whereas with our network, each investor invests separately, and they go ahead and put the money in regardless of what the others do.
So what makes PCN different? Or do you think you're just another angel network, or what would you say about that?
Good question, John. What really makes us different is we're wrapped by multiple layers of funding sources. We have, of course, the angels themselves. We also touch some of the local groups that help small business fund through foundation grants as well as government loans. And then we also work with 6 other angel groups like Pasadena Angels, Maverick Angels, Harvard Business Angels, and so on.
All right. Wow, that's a lot of cohesive work in the group.
Yes,
I can see why you're successful.
Yes. Well, they're trying, a lot of the angel groups in the area are trying to get together and really help the local economy.
Mm. And Ken, what I understand, one of the special benefits of being a PCN member is that you have some really fun special events.
Yeah, we do. We like to, once a quarter, have something really fun for the members to do. One of the fun things we did recently, we did it in between our meetings. We have Archangel meetings, which is a higher investment group, and then we have the OC Angel meeting. And in between that, we normally just sit down and have a little bit of lunch. But this time we decided to bring over Fisker Karmas.
Wow.
Fisker's new car, the Karma, very cool car. They brought over a couple of them for some of our investors to drive. And since we had put some money into Fisker, it really showed the guys that their investment was paying off.
That's got to be a lot of fun.
And there's Doug Pennington, the founder of Private Capital Network, taking off in a Fisker right now.
You know, at Celebrity Entrepreneur, we often talk about the very top of the mark, the people who create abundance, create success at the highest levels, whether they're celebrities or athletes. But, you know, Ken, in developing your members, there's got to be a story that you can remember or think of that really is important to you. Do you have something you could share with us?
You know, John, it kind of comes to mind a story about a little company called Kick Energy, K-Y-K Energy. It was started by 2 young guys going to college in Purdue University. They decided that energy drinks have flavors that they don't like, and they wanted to create an energy product that they could put into any drink and make it into an energy drink flavor neutral. So, for example, if you like orange juice. It still tastes like orange juice, but it gives you all the attributes of any of those top energy drinks. Well, these two young men are 19 years old. They come to me and say, hey, we want to present to PCN. Now, you can imagine what my face was like when two 19-year-olds came to me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But as I listened to their story, these two young men, one, had created their product. It was ready. Two, they had already taken it to market. They had sales. Three, they knew they weren't the answer to getting Kick Energy to be a multi-million-dollar company. They knew they had to bring in other people, smarter people. And we see it all the time at PCN. And we're glad to see that there are businesses coming out, that they're getting funded, that they're growing, and that we have investors that are exiting successfully.
What a great story. How about you? Do you have the courage to continue on to do the best? Two 19-year-olds that went in front of some very important people and had the courage to create that story, and look where they're going to now. Anything else that you can share with us about that or another story?
You know, there are those who are high-powered, what I call players in the industry, that have a history, and they tend to come into presentation events like ours thinking that they know what to do. And what I would always tell you is a refresher course is a key element. It's always good to get refreshed. We've seen gentlemen who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars walk in and present and walk out with nothing because they forgot what an investor really wants to see. And angel investors are a little different.
Well, I can imagine at that level, that's got to be quite a difference. You've got to be on your mark all the time. I know I always feel I could use a refresher now and then. So, what are the keys to success for an angel investor?
Well, I like to use Warren Buffett's analogy. He says there's two things that you always want out of an investment. One is to make money. We all know that. But Warren also says the second one is to not lose money. So when you look at an investment, you really want to figure out ways to mitigate your risk, whether it's with IP, intellectual property, whether it's with assets in the company, or how you structure the deal. So that you really, if things don't go exactly the right way in the beginning, you have another way to get your money back or sell off assets to get most of your money back. So I always counsel angels when they get involved. Sometimes the deal isn't whether the product is the greatest product in the world. Sometimes the deal is that that company has an acquirer already in the mix, or that they have a team that is a super team that's done this scratch to exit more than one time.
And so, Ken, why do angels join a network?
Well, there are a lot of good reasons to join a network. A lot of times angels, when they first come into money or they have made a lot of money, they really don't know what to do with it and how to manage it. So we always start there with a lot of the angels, some of the early angels. And what we tell them is, look, put 99% of your money away, and if you really have the bug to invest in early stage companies, take that 1% or $1 million or whatever you're comfortable with, and take that money and invest it wisely. And then step two is, what do you know? If you are a consumer product person, and now you're looking at investing in a technology company or a life sciences company, you may not have the background. So an angel investment group is a great way for you to come in and have others who may have life science experience or may even have the technology experience, so you can look at a deal and bounce ideas off of them, understand the deal better, do your due diligence better. And finally, another point that we help them understand that sometimes when they're new to money may not know, is that they get a few phone calls now, but in months' time, they'll get many phone calls. People will start spreading the word that they exited, that they have cash in the bank. So we recommend to them to get involved in a network where now the companies come to you. We only allow 4 companies a month to be presented. One to our archangels, the higher net worth, higher investing group, and then 3 to the OC angels. So they can walk through the process easier. They're not attacked on the phone all the time, and they have a more comfortable way to invest. And then, of course, in the due diligence process, if they need some help, that's what the other angels are there for.
And so, Ken, tell me, if someone's looking for assistance in getting funding, what would be the first step that they would need to do?
Well, what we like them to do is to go to our website, and we have a page there for entrepreneurs to sign up and send us an email and or their business summary. They can upload it on one of our partner sites, companies like Gust or EquityNet. That makes it easier for them to know what to put in, all the specifics that we'd like to see. The other thing is to get in touch with us. On our site, you can go ahead and click on a link and send us an email if you'd like. Our goal is to be sure that we are servicing the entrepreneur community as well as the investor community.
Well, thanks, Ken.
You're welcome, John.
I know how busy you are. I appreciate taking time to give us these ideas. And so there you have it. Tips and ideas, but steps you can take if you're thinking about finding funding or creating the next step in your life. Thanks for being with us. I'm Dr. John O'Keefe, your breakthrough specialist. Remember, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you're right. Thanks for joining us at Celebrity Entrepreneur.